Good morning, it's 8:30 in the morning and I have to be at the train station in half an hour to catch a train to London. And I'm still enjoying a cup of coffee. So yeah, since you're asking, why are you going to London? I have an audition at Lamda. So I see all these videos on YouTube of people talking about their experience auditioning at drama schools and stuff, so I thought I'd bring you along and do something different. So I'm just drinking my coffee, trying to wake up, doing some last bit analysis of Lamda's YouTube channel, aka I'm just watching some of their short films. And I go onto my YouTube homepage and the first video that pops up, this is so weird. And it's weird because I'm doing this speech and it was literally the first video in the top left corner.
Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For I mine own gained knowledge should profane if I would time expend with...
I'm doing that speech for my audition today, and the first video, come on camera, come on, we can do this, yeah, there we go. The first video on my YouTube channel this morning that pops up is that speech, and that's the speech I'm doing for my audition. I'm in a train station. I'm joking. I've just auditioned at Lamda. That was intense. No, I'm joking, it wasn't. It's my girlfriend, by the way. I'm not just sat next to a random dude. Girl. No, I don't know what to say. I'll probably talk to you more when I get home, but I have just finished the Lamda audition and my speeches went so good. My audition went really well. I auditioned there in 2015 and I had one of the students that was ushering me around. I had her for my interview and she's just recently graduated, and I had a really good chat. It went really well, and it was good because obviously I talked to her 2 years ago and I asked her loads of questions, and then today she has me in the interview. Oh yeah. So that went really well. Talk to you soon. Sphere. I'm just watching people on YouTube talking about their Lamda at drama school experience. I'm about to play a game of Tom Clancy's Siege, so I'll be back in about 1 second. There's a French guy in my game and he's being, like, he's just talking really loud, so... mute. So, I auditioned at Lamda yesterday, and it was, if not, the best audition of my entire life. I'm not even joking. 1 second. So, this is what happens at Lamda now. My very first audition was in 2015. It's now obviously 2017, and it's changed a lot since then. My first audition, I went to the school, and it was in the original building, and it was just me and one girl. And I was talking to this lovely student, and I was asking her loads of questions. And I think she was in her first or second year. I think she was in her first year actually. And I was asking her loads of questions, and she was really nice, and she was helping me out loads. And I went and did my audition, and then it didn't go very well my first year. So fast forward to this year. You turn up, you sign in right at the front, and you go, and they take you upstairs and they take you into the new building, which some of the facilities in the new building you can use now. It's not completely finished, but you can use, some of the rooms are usable. So you go into like a drama studio-ish room. It's not a black box, it's like a grey box with windows. You can see where the tram comes in and the houses and everything, like all the student houses. And there was loads of actors in there, and oh my god, I don't know if it's just me, right, but when I went in there, I went and I sat down and I did a couple of stretches just to limber my back up and my legs. But there was some people doing some weird stuff in there. I'm not even joking. Like, it was making me laugh. I thought, is it really necessary to do all of this weird stuff? Like, this one girl was like warming up the whole time I was in there, and I was in the waiting room, the drama studio, for an hour, and she was just non-stop warming up. And I thought, this is weird. I love being an actor because all the stuff you do, like movement-wise, it's just so weird, but it's so great because you just explore different areas of your body. I understand why everyone does it, but I just thought it was funny watching it because I haven't actually properly stage acted in a while, and I haven't done all the actors warming up and all that stuff. So watching it again was really funny. So anyway, there was all these people doing all this weird stuff, thinking, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be the best. And I was just sat there, and I just sat. I did some stretches for my back and clicked my back and all that stuff, you know, just to make sure I could move around a little bit. And then it happens. They come in, one by one, they keep asking people. And for some reason, right, the longer I was in that room, the less I was nervous. And by the time, because the whole hour, it really helped being in there for an hour. The whole time I was in there, by the end of it, when I got called, I wasn't nervous anymore. So they came in and they said, can I have James Venter or something like that? And I thought, I perked up when they said James, and then they said someone else's last name, and then she goes, can I have James Wilson? So I was like, oh yeah, that's me. And then we both look at each other because we're both called James. Anyway, she takes us down, and we sat down outside the audition room, and she turns to me and she said, this is a student, by the way, sorry. She turns to me and she says, so where have you come from today, James? And I said, oh, Peterborough. And the guy next to me goes, oh, me too. And I'm like, we're like, what's going on? We're both called James, and we're both from Peterborough, and we both got the same audition slot, which was the chances of that, like. And then he told me what school he goes to and where he lives and all this stuff, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, oh, I've been removed from the match for an activity. Anyway, so he goes in, does his audition, comes out, says, how's it gone? How did it go? And he goes, oh, I messed up on my contemporary. And I thought, oh shit, that's just threw me off a little bit, not gonna lie, because I was rooting for this guy. His name's James, man, and everyone that's called James are a badass. Anyway, he comes out, he says, oh, I messed up on my contemporary, I forgot my lines, but he did well on his Shakespeare. I said, oh, well, I hope for the best for you, man. I go in, hello, how you doing? Busy day. Obviously, they've sat through nearly 1,000 auditions on that day. It was busy, not 1,000, but you know what I mean? Like, I can understand how stressed they would probably be feeling after seeing one after the other audition. Anyway, so I go in, and I did my Shakespeare. This is a tip. If you're auditioning at a drama school, well, for me, I won't give you a tip, but for me, and I'll give you a reason why I did this, I did my Shakespeare first, because if you picture it this way, speaking a Shakespeare speech is so much harder than doing a contemporary speech, because who speaks like a Shakespearean person in today's day and age? No one. So when you speak all of those strange words and backward sentences, it releases your tongue and your mouth and your all the stuff in your throat. So when you go onto your contemporary, you don't mess up at all, because you're already, like, you've warmed your mouth up, if you know what I mean. So saying stuff like, thus do I ever make my form my purse, for I mine own gained knowledge should profane. You're saying all these weird words in a weird way in a sentence. It warms you up for your contemporary, where then you speak normally. So 1 second. Did my Shakespeare, it went really well, but the weird thing is, right, I think I got overwhelmed when I was doing the audition, because you know when you're about to cry and your chin goes wobbly and your mouth goes a little bit stiff and you're trying not to cry? That was me for some reason. I was trying not to cry when I was doing it. In my head I was thinking, while I was doing my speech, I was thinking, I can't believe I'm here and I'm doing this again. Like my life has changed so much and I can't actually believe that I'm here and I'm doing this right now. And I did my speech really, really well, and I'm really pleased with how my Shakespeare came out. And then I went on to my contemporary, which I just fucking nailed. I nailed it so well, and it was so good. And then I said thank you very much, and I left. And I used the chair as well. Don't be scared to use a chair. If you have rehearsed with a chair, make sure you don't overuse it or give it too much attention. Just use the chair for what it is meant to be used for, you know. Don't be scared. A lot of people say don't use a chair in an audition. Don't listen to what they have to say. Unless you're doing some weird crazy shit with the chair the entire speech, then maybe lay off the chair a little bit. But I don't know how many times I'm going to say chair in this little sentence, but just don't be scared to use a chair. So yeah, that was done. I left and I said, they said, how did it go? I said, it went really well and I'm actually really pleased. I went back into the room and I was just smiling. People were looking at me and thinking, why is this guy smiling? And I just thought in my head, this felt right this time. And my first year of auditions, I knew straight after the speech and the interview, I didn't do well and I wasn't going to get in. But this time I'm sure that I did really well, you know, and you can only do as good as you feel like you've done, if you know what I mean. And I really did my best. So I go back into the room. I'm going to finish my coffee quickly. So I go back into the room and I wait 10-15 minutes. And then I go for my interview. The girl comes in. No, the guy came in and he goes, can I have James, please? We both look at each other and we both say at the exact same time, which one? And then he goes, I'll be right back. Goes off and comes back and he takes the other James first. Then the girl comes back. We'll go back to what I said before, right at the start. A girl comes in and she goes, can I have James Wilson? So I stand up and then I get nearer. I get next to her, so I walk towards her. And she goes, where do I know you from? And I said, I don't know, where do I know you from? And then we both remembered where we knew each other from 2 years ago in 2015, where she was ushering me around my first ever audition when I was this tiny little 19-year-old boy. I'll try and put a picture on the screen now of what I look like. This is a picture on my Instagram. Of what I looked like in my first audition. So I was a little boy, you know, I was 19 years old, I'm now 21, and I was young and inexperienced and all this good stuff, bad stuff. So anyway, we recognised each other straight away and we just had this cool interaction right at the start, and that instantly took away any stress I felt from the interview, which I felt none anyway because I knew it was going to be very laid back. So you go into this little room and they're both graduate students, you know, they've just recently graduated, and we had this awesome chat about what I've been doing. You know, I told them that I'm on a PT course and I'm going to be a qualified personal trainer soon, level 3. I told them that I work in the cinema, that I get 2 free tickets a week so I could see all the movies under the sun. And I told them I worked at a theatre for 3 years, and I said the good thing about working at a theatre and in a cinema is that you're constantly around the business and the environment and the industry. You know, so when I was working at the theatre, when I would usher, I would get to see the shows, you know, and I saw so many good shows. Like I said, I got to see Frankenstein with Benedict Cumberbatch and Johnny Lee Miller. Which, let me say, Johnny Lee Miller's performance as the monster was insane. It was literally insane. I was mesmerised. I was looking at the screen the entire time. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. So anyway, I told him all about that, you know, I've been in and around the industry for the past 3 years of my life. Since I've ever first got a job, really. I got a job at a nightclub, then I went to Costa, and then as soon as I got halfway through, or I got to the second year of college studying acting, I got a job at the theatre. So I've always been around the industry since I've started acting, pretty much. And I had a really nice chat with them, and then we talked about like the Oscars and the cock up with La La Land and Moonlight. And then they asked me what have I been doing, and I said I've done a couple of short films. I was working with a chap who is now building a production company which is looking extremely promising, and I've just been working, and I said I'm ready. I said, I looked at them dead in the eye and I said I'm ready now. I said I knew 2 years ago that I wasn't ready for the training, but I said to them, I looked them dead in the eye and I said I'm ready, and I'm not only ready, I'm fucking hungry. You know, I'm more hungry for this than I've ever been for anything in my life. You know, my life can't continue until I get into a drama school and I can begin my training. It's all well and good saying, James, just get an agent and you can go straight into work. I don't want that. I want to be trained. You know, I want to have a degree. I want to be the first in my family, my immediate family, to have a degree and and have a profession and be a professional or something. I want to be labelled a professional actor. I don't want to go straight into work. I know that sounds crazy, because James, you could be earning money straight away, but I want to be trained, you know, because you can always be good, but why not be better? And I'll leave you on that. You can always be good at something, but why not be better, you know? Thank you very much. My audition at Lamda was a great experience, and don't be scared. If you're auditioning at drama schools, don't be scared. I have really bad anxiety, so I overthink everything. So if they ask me a question and it sounds a little bit negative, I'll overthink it, but even though it's not. So a little bit of advice, don't be scared. They're there to see what you are, not necessarily what you're capable of, but whether they think they can train you or not. So be confident, stand up high, posture great, you know, hold your stance, move around the stage, don't be scared, loosen up, don't think they have an agenda or a type of person they look for. They just look for you and whether or not they can train you. Don't be scared, honestly. It's a tough experience, but once you get into the experience and it's happening, it's indescribable, you know, and it's a part of being an actor. Don't be scared, go for it and have fun, mostly. Yeah, that's my experience at Lamda. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I helped. Peace.